Happy Friday!
Is that what we're saying now?
Happy
Is this the
Friday!
new?
It's
Is
what
this,
I'm saying now.
is this the new thing? We're saying Happy Friday.
It's what I'm saying
Um.
today.
Uh,
Um,
uh, oh,
Hello. Long
how do you
time no
do?
see.
Yeah, it has been a few minutes, no doubt, no doubt.
Today we are, I guess, continuing on Cocoon, and I think the goal is to at least make some progress on importing and exporting and getting like the data into one place. I guess
Mhm.
is that. Um, I did a in between session, not on Cocoon. When did I do that? I think I don't know. I don't remember. Monday, I think, maybe. Um, and I spent some time on Who's Breakfast because
Mhm.
I feel like that was a good like playground to try things out.
On a scale of 1 to 10, 1 being the worst and 10 being the best, how did you find that experience?
Honestly, I liked it. Like general, it was awkward
I need a
when
number, Mary.
okay.
I didn't ask for your feelings. I'm sorry. Did you? Was I unclear? Did I stutter? Even if I stuttered, I feel like I asked for a number, and now you're giving me how you felt.
That's an interesting reflection on like how we built Cocoon.
That's true. I need the number first. I need the
Yeah,
mood level first, and then we'll talk about the feelings.
yeah.
Please.
Um, I'd say a 7.
A 7. Okay.
It was
And
mostly fine. It was just like when waiting, it's like I don't know what to do with myself.
right, right, which is why, like, my whole thing when I did the other, when I did it when I was by myself,
Yeah,
remember, and I was
yeah.
like, I'm gonna vibe. Big mistake, because like, what are you doing? What am I doing?
Vibing by yourself is not as fun.
Yeah, no, absolutely not. Streaming vibing by yourself is not fun. When you do
Yes,
it on
that's
your
true. That's
own,
true.
it's also not fun. Fun. It can be fun, but it's not like this
Yeah,
frustration plus some progress. I want to say.
yeah, yeah. Because like when it's not being streamed, I can just walk away.
Yeah, exactly. You
I
walk away,
can't
you come
walk
back.
away. I can't
Yeah,
walk away when I'm streaming. I
yeah.
mean, maybe I can.
But again, yeah, exactly. Like, I play chess, and that
Oh
didn't
yeah.
feel good
Oh,
either.
I
I
saw.
actually, I was so hoping you would feel good. I was like, if this feels good, I have a new
You're
streaming life.
multitasking. Yeah.
Yeah, I could just play chess. I enjoy playing chess. Great.
Yeah.
I get but it's just the back and forth wasn't good enough. The timing, like, not good enough.
Yeah. But
Actually,
I liked
all right,
like
but it was
I
good. Yeah,
liked what I was able to get done, and
yeah,
I actually
yeah.
spent some time after the session as well, and I did a database migration somehow.
Okay.
Like I
Yeah, yeah, yeah,
migrated
yeah.
off of whatever Replit was giving me.
And
So
now the
that was
database is
neat.
where migration from Replit
Now
to where?
it's now I used Neon, which is like a service, a Postgres service that I
Okay.
think Vercel, I don't know, has some association with. It was recommended.
On
Um,
Google. So is it now on your local drive, or is it on a different service? Oh no,
no,
it's on a
it's
different service.
yeah, it's on a different service.
And
But
what prompted you to do that? Because you didn't want to Replit, kind of depend on Replit.
yeah, I wanted to be in control,
Yeah.
even though I
Um,
still don't know what to do with it. But
yeah. If ever you want to brave into the world of locally hosting your database on your machine, um, if that is of any interest to you, it comes with a host of complications, of course, as anything does. Because these services are made to simplify that, right? Like, even when we're using Replit, it's made to simplify all the steps and all the debugging we have to do to get started with you locally. But at some point, you're like, oh, you know what? I do want the whole thing on my machine. That's totally possible, and that's something we can explore.
Why or why not would I want that?
So typically, when these services didn't exist, the default was having it on your machine as we were coding, back in the day. Um, uh, so now there's some benefit to using these services, of course. At the same time, it might be a cost thing as well. Like these are open source tools that you can set up locally, which means that now if you're using it enough, or maybe it's slower or whatever, you're leveraging your machine is pretty powerful. It can run the database, it can run the code. It might be even faster in some ways because you're not sending the connection over the internet and back. When you're testing, it's on your machines.
True.
Quicker. There's a host of things, and then again, but the trade-off is ease of use, management, all those issues that emerge as you have these management. Most of the time, fine. When you run into an error, it can be very frustrating as well. So,
Okay. Cool.
I did want to say that typically, like I think the last few streams that we've done, it hasn't been entirely clear what we'll do. We've jumped project to project. We have, we set you up, and it was almost a last minute thing. It wasn't like we planned it like the week before, that the next week we're going to set you up or whatever. Or maybe we did. No, it was almost a last minute thing. It was kind of like, hey, what do you want to do? Let's do this kind of thing. And then there's two sides to it, which, I'm split on. One, which is like, I do feel a level of anxiety, not knowing, no lie, because again, like I exposed myself last time. I'm like, hey, my thing is like, oh, am I appearing like totally incompetent? And then my level of, my level of anxiety is high. Look, I place myself in many positions to be incompetent or seem incompetent. I'm not like, the anxiety doesn't necessarily always prevent me from being incompetent or appearing so, or putting myself in places where that might happen, but it still exists, to be honest, right? So there's that aspect where, because I'm coming, I'm like, oh, like I didn't even like warm up my brain, like I didn't even like stretch my finger. Am I coding today? I don't know. And you know what I mean? It's like, so entering that at the same time, I'm delighted that I'm not sharing my screen. You know what I mean? Like, I'm delighted that I get to just watch you work. And so I just did want to share that sort of split feeling.
Wait, so do you still feel anxiety about like watching?
No.
Oh, okay.
But it's not knowing, right? So the anxiety is like, oh, I don't
I see.
know. And so what if last second we're like, hey, Adnan, you're gonna animate the cat, and I'm like, okay, oh my god, okay, I'm gonna do it. So I'm gonna do it. Like, I'm not gonna say no, I'm not gonna animate the cat. I'm gonna say yes, I'm gonna do it.
Maybe next week.
No, I'm like, now I'm gonna do it. It's fine. We're gonna do it. We're gonna be incompetent, no problem. So the anxiety still felt, pre is like, oh, I don't know what's gonna happen. But definitely, if I knew ahead of time, I might be like, oh, let me just prepare a little bit, like a little bit, not a lot, just a little bit. So like, maybe I'm a few steps up the competence ladder versus like just at the bottom, right? And that makes me a little bit more comfortable. Not that it needs to happen. Honestly, it's fine. I'm just saying, like, it's whatever. Like, we did the last thing last time, I went in I'm like, I don't know. I made these qualifying statements. I'm like, I don't use Windows. I don't. Let's see what happens. I have no idea. And okay, fine. Like, that's not a problem.
And if it worked out fine.
Yeah, but it won't always. And like, but it's fine. Like, I'm happy to try, and I'm happy for it not to work out. Am I happy? No, I'm okay with it for it not to work out. That's part of the game. No problem. But it doesn't take the anxiety away. Like, nothing will take the anxiety away is the thing. It's like, it's just part of the thing, and I feel it and I move on. That's part of the game. Unless I know ahead of time, then maybe I'm a little bit like, okay.
Well,
but definitely.
What level of detail, like, would you be the most comfortable with?
Oh, just like a oh, um,
Like,
Adnan, Adnan, I'm gonna vibe and you're gonna watch. Amazing. Dream scenario. Best case, win-win for me. Okay, so definitely that's so great. I don't have to. I just. What do you mean? I just wash my face and show up? That's
damn.
amazing.
Now,
I zip on.
now you know how I feel sometimes.
Just what? Wash your face and sew up energy?
Yeah, yeah.
No, this is the best. But do you feel like, oh my god, this is great? Because I thought you felt like, hey, I feel the need to be helpful. I feel like you're not, like that's what.
That's true.
For me, I'm
That's
like, I don't feel any needs. I feel. What do you mean? I get to watch you and yell at you while you're coding? Or while you're vibing? This is great. This is I tell stories. I distract. Amazing.
cool.
Uh,
Good to know. Good to know.
But if you're
I
like, oh, we're gonna do this thing, then at least I know I'm gonna code or not code. I think that's really the thing. And not we don't have to change anything. Honestly, I just wanted to express the potential levels of anxiety that due to my insecurity about appearing competent is the where the story is. Nothing has to change, you know.
cool.
Yeah.
Cool. Yeah, I get it too. Like, I feel like right now I'm like, okay, like I feel like knowing that import export is the focus helps. Like just that is enough
Yeah,
for
exactly.
me.
Like, yeah, precisely. And that who's gonna do it? Because then if we're like, oh, we're gonna import export, but then you're gonna code it, then I'm gonna be like, I'm gonna code it. Let me load up my, I have to like load up my
Mm,
editor and just be in the space.
okay.
Versus now, I'm just looking at the neon pricing page.
All right. So let me share. So what I did last time. What did I do? Oh, got it. Sorry, I'm just figuring out my setup.
Mm-hmm.
I guess I will share my windsurf.
Yeah, I mean, I wonder maybe at some point it's worth for us to quickly experiment with the potential split screen thing I was suggesting, so that you're okay sharing your
So
entire
I'm
screen.
testing. I'm testing like OBS, and that allows me to at least easily switch between
Oh,
like.
that's great. Yeah, if that works, that's great. Because then it's just. I tried using OBS one time, and what I actually wanted from it, which it did, but it wasn't great, was the moment I switched to this window, I want you to show it without me having to reselect it or change the scene. Because I don't want to
Yeah.
be like, oh, I'm switching. Let me now change the scene. Like it's just here are the windows I want to show. You know. Bye
Oh
bye.
gosh.
See you later.
Wait, what happened?
It's okay. Hold on. Okay, you got it.
Okay, got it.
You did it. First try.
Okay.
The other suggestion. Oh yeah, I guess is your thing not sharing your screen fully, or is it like if everything on a screen was shareable, you'd be okay sharing, or would you still be like, hey, I'm not sure if I want to go full?
Well, my monitor is huge. That's kind of the thing.
Yeah,
So
there's a
I
different thing that you can do to it. You can actually change the resolution on your monitor, and then you just so you see the different thing, but now you're just streaming on the
okay.
different resolution and you change it back. I've done that in the past as well. So there's multiple solutions actually.
Okay.
But yeah, we don't have to. It's fine. We can solve it right after this if you're up for it.
I have a um, medium firm stop
Oh, okay.
at
What?
at 7:30 ish.
Okay. All right.
But
Okay. Yeah.
just yeah, not a hard stop, but right. So Can we go straight to? Oh, it's interesting that like it keeps conversations from like a different project altogether.
Oh,
It's kind of
okay, interesting. Yeah, yeah.
unexpected.
Yeah, I actually don't even like that. Like, if I'm in
Yeah,
this project, I don't want to be exposed.
yeah,
You know what I mean? Like, you don't want your Chat GPT conversations just show up
yeah, yeah.
when you're sharing your screen. Embarrassing.
Hmm.
You know, replace cross icon with a red unmatched button. Weak.
Yeah. Did you end up watching any of the
I
Queen's
watched the
Breakfast?
first half.
Okay.
Yeah, and then I was like,
Boring. Too
a
much
lo-
waiting.
too much waiting. No lie, even as a spectator, a lot of waiting.
Yeah.
Whereas that's not an issue when you're just even talking through your ideas, even if like you could make less progress, but it's more entertaining to watch actually when you're, like talking through some aspects.
Yeah. Cool. So I need to refresh my memory on
Mhm.
um what we're doing here.
Do you have a running version of Cocoon right now?
Um, no, I will. Is it
And
depth or build?
do you have a clear to moderately clear idea of where and how we'll start?
Not really.
Okay, let's develop that idea, and then we can begin from there. It will be like, I think it's a bit harder to give the AI a random instruction about import and export. Although we could try it and see how it performs as an experimental thing. Yeah, let's try it actually.
Okay, I gotta add my browser.
Wow, you're like at OBS level of. So you have OBS hooked into Restream.
Yes.
Wow, wow.
So like you can add it as a. I think you have to do like add second camera or something, and then it's
Interesting,
basically like a virtual camera situation.
interesting.
I don't know if it's the best way to do it, but
Yeah.
okay. I already had Chrome added to like my scene, but I think I closed
Mm,
the window and now I have to like find the right one.
of course, of course.
Just things. There we go. Okay.
Yeah. So how would you instruct your friend to build you an export feature? Think natural language for now.
I mean, the easiest way is probably just like adding a button that calls some sort of function that
I
collects
guess,
everything.
but I feel like that's too much technical detail. Let's assume that I'm a developer friend that hasn't worked on Cocoon, and you want me to write the export function, but I don't. But I'm super smart. I don't need all the minor details. What words? Like, you wouldn't be like, I need a button. You like, what's your goal?
Yeah. Okay. So like being able to download all of the data
Mhm.
and also like being able to load it.
Yeah, but let's start one step at a time, because I'm the eager friend, right? Like, you don't want it to. Your eager friend like is going to build too many features that you don't want. So Let's, you want to be able to export the data, and then a question I might naturally ask is like, oh, can you show me where the data is? Versus like, I think it's nice you started off that way without saying like, oh, here's the data, here's all the details of the data. I just want to know, and then you go, oh, if you go to this page, you'll see the data. So, and that page would be the moods page. Really, is like, hey, like, I wanna, on the mood page, there's my mood snapshots, and I wanna be able to export them. That's the essence of the. That's what I'm trying to get at in a very sort of Socratic, slow way. Is like, how would you describe it? And that, I think, is a good prompt. I feel like.
Okay.
Thoughts?
Yeah.
Yeah. Because it's not technical. There's no technical implementation actually. There's just like where things are visually and what you want done.
So something I did with Who's Breakfast
Mhm.
was like the first thing that I did was like I told the AI to look at everything and tell me what what
Yeah, I
its
remember.
understanding
Yeah.
of the project is. I don't know if that's necessary.
Well, let's find out by not doing it.
Okay.
Right?
Cool.
Like, how else?
Should I make this bigger? No. That might be a bit too big. Should I do this?
Are you willing to quickly try something? I'm just curious, if you don't mind. Can you erase the at file colon bit? And I'm curious if this. So yeah, erase, and just type in the at symbol. Okay, and I guess you could also. So okay, yeah, I was curious whether it would automatically. So it does open the menu right when you type in the at symbol, but I guess it doesn't automatically do files. Okay, I see. So you could still search here by
Oh, I
typing.
can.
Oh, you can just type in a file name directly. Oh, wonderful. Okay, great. I was trying to discover this.
Wait, is this a folder or?
It is the folder. You might be able to click. What happens if you type in slash? Oh, that's fine.
Sorry.
No worries. Because if you'll see right below it where it says index.view,
Yeah.
that's mood/index.view, and that is the index page, which lists everything. So, yeah, you could go ahead and click on that.
Do you think we need anything else?
I'm so curious to see what it does with this. Remember, like, if it doesn't work, we can always just blow the changes away and try a different prompt.
Surfing. I guess this is the part where we friendship.
Oh, we have to. Oh, Dad, I friendship the first 10 minutes of this. I described my insecurities.
How does it feel to be like watching?
I think it's great. I like, chat, and then like what I'm still doing a little bit of directing on the side, and I want to do less and less of that as we go on. But like, I think it's great. You This is like we don't even know how to behave right now. We're like, you're playing with your hair. I'm playing with my beard. There's nothing. What are we
Yeah,
supposed to do? We have to actually friendship. Did you not come with a friendship plan?
yeah. I think we exhausted that with that friendship episode.
Wow. So we've been riding on like fumes, friendship fumes since for months. You say? Wow. I just discovered that.
Um, any plans for the weekend?
Have I ever had plans for the weekend in all the times that you have asked me that?
I think, yeah.
Have I?
I mean,
I
usually, okay.
yeah. I rarely ever have plans for the weekend. This is a fact. Actually, I only think of I'm like, oh, it's the weekend. Napping. I usually
What
say.
do you do on the weekends? Napping, other than napping.
Mostly nothing, to be honest. I'm a very boring person. I wouldn't mind re-emerging and picking up on some of my older hobbies like pool. Would love to get back into playing pool. A, a new a hobby that I intended to start in 2015, and I started. I went a few times, and then
Did you say 2015?
yeah, I know, right? Yeah, I
Okay.
did. Yeah,
Okay.
no, you heard it correct. And then, or near the end of 2015, 2016, let's say 2016. And then I got knee surgery, and that got derailed entirely. Was rock climbing, like bouldering. And even though my knee status is not great, I wonder if I slowly progress, it will help improve the strength of, because like it's typically, you know, arms, back, legs. That's as a climber. So forearms, biceps, grip. So I was like, oh wow, like if you progress reasonably, then it's pretty cool. Um, and so
Did you
that
used
might
to go
happen.
often, or?
No, I went literally 3 times before I was like, oh, I'm getting surgery now.
Oh no. Okay.
Yeah, yeah, unfortunate. But I really wanted to. I wanted to be a regular, and so maybe in my recent sort of um, reattempt at getting fairly active and healthy, I might put that on the list. Is that something you've tried before, or you've been interested in otherwise?
Yeah, I have. I can't find it, but I have a climbing gym pass that I've
Oh,
held on to for way too long. Let's just
so
say.
it's just decoration at this point. It's like it's you have it on the wall. You have it framed.
Yeah, yeah. Like I've lost it multiple times and
Okay,
rediscovered it multiple
and
times.
how in often do you go?
Um, we might. I mean, my partner and I might go this Sunday.
Oh, so you do
We
have plans for the weekend.
we we want to go on Sunday nights, because that's usually like where there's not a lot of people there. Why is this taking so long? Sorry.
Wow, is
Like,
this how you are with devs at work? This is- uh, it seems very
yeah,
close. It seems close.
yeah. So the thing is, like when I go climb, at least one, I have really weak arms.
Okay,
so
okay, yeah,
so
yeah,
anything that's like there is any slight, what do you call it, like incline, I struggle. I'm
yeah.
just like I can't hold on. And then my other issue is like I get blisters on my hands very easily,
Hmm.
and so even though like I feel like I have the energy to, or like I could keep going, like my fingers give up because they get like all nasty. So I don't know if there's anything I can do about the blister part.
There might be. I don't know. I'm sure that other climbers have solved it. Now that it heard what you said and it wrapped it up. Actually, that's what I think happened here.
It's not even a lot of changes.
Here's the thing I was curious about, which is um, I have zero desire to look at the code. But you seemed like every time you were like, I gotta check the code. I have to choose
Okay, the one time I didn't, it fucked up.
Okay, but you think that's incidental because
I don't know.
because the other times you looked at the code, you didn't
Yeah, I didn't
the
change
code.
anything. Yeah.
You didn't,
So okay, so you wouldn't look at it.
I wouldn't even look at it. I would test it first. It's like, to me, it's more important. Did you do
That's
the thing I
true.
asked for? Not how you did
Yeah.
it is less important. And it actually speeds up your use case, right? Even for good television, it's like I was looking at the code. It's like, what are we looking at? Like, it's just, what is it? Versus like the feature is actually the most interesting part. At least in my kind of my experience opinion.
I have trust issues.
Well, again, if you don't like these changes, you can ask it to change them,
Yeah.
or blow them away.
It's
right?
here.
Look at that.
Look at that.
And here's what I'm curious, and I purposely didn't mention it earlier, but I was thinking there's many export formats like CSV, there's JSON, and we have no idea what it did, and so just personally I'm curious as to what it'll do.
It's a JSON file.
We didn't get to see it because of the way. This is what I didn't like about OBS sharing versus full screen sharing, is we get to see the pop-up windows. We don't get to see any pop-up windows in
True.
in a Windows share. But
so how do I show the JSON file?
You can drag it into your browser.
Huh.
Cool. I'm just gonna move our faces.
I'll make this bigger.
That seems so legit, doesn't it? Like,
yeah,
it's great. It's what I would expect. Did we write a delete function?
I don't think so.
No, we didn't.
I mean,
that's fine. We could delete these in the. Remember, we had the. We can open up the browser console and delete them, because one, these journal entries aren't important, but B, now we would want to test the import function. So I think we can actually go ahead and just delete these, and then try and build the import function. And in the same chat, it should know exactly what format it used. So we don't even have to tell it about the file. We don't have to tell it anything except for like, okay, great, now I want an import function.
So how do we delete them again?
Yeah, so you'd go at the more bottom here, where it says, oh no, it's gone. Oh yeah, sorry, at the top here where it says console, etc., etc. You want to find application. And then IndexedDB is the engine we're using. And note that we didn't give it any technical implementation. It was able to determine all of that by looking at the code. Because we could have gone to like, hey, we IndexedDB, here are the tables, et cetera, et cetera. But it figured, which is great. Like, as a developer, I actually want that. I don't want to tell you where all that stuff is. I want you to figure it out. Why am I using a machine otherwise? But yeah. All right, let's write ourselves an import function. This is actually pretty cool. Like, honestly, as a developer, do I want to write an import export function and all the details of it? I actually don't.
Yeah, that doesn't sound like the most engaging work.
Yeah, I'm happy to do it, but it's like, what are you thinking?
I'm just thinking of what word to use.
Well, what's the functionality called?
You think that's enough?
Yeah. Look at these prompts. Right?
Do it.
Yeah, like the world is, you know,
All right, back to friendship.
but and I'm so curious how it does. So, like, isn't that cool? Like, look at the prompt, look at the initial prompt we gave it, and look at the
Yeah.
feature we got. I think it's amazing. Look at the effort we put into it. Almost nothing.
I don't like how much it talked. Like we didn't read any of this.
It
Why
needs to
doesn't?
figure it out. So it is actually figuring
Oh,
out
okay,
how the
it's like
data is
thinking.
stored. It's yeah, it's precisely like going through all the things, is studying.
Mm.
Um, Maybe we could have helped it by giving all that information, but I actually prefer the machine do that work. Like that's again, like what for? Now, if the machine failed because I didn't give enough information, then I actually learned something. Like I'm getting a sense of like what it needs.
Mm.
But in this case, again, we do have the advantage of like I do have the advantage of having written the code. And so I know like, okay, if I was gonna tell my developer friend, I'd literally show them the moods page and I say, I want to export these. Like I wouldn't even say anything extra. Like if I was concerned that they're like a little bit eager, then I'd be like, hey, just export, please. Just that's about it. Um, and I expect them to figure out because I showed them the page. They should be able to figure out in the code where that page is, how it gets the data, what format the data is in, and then yeah, they might choose JSON, they might choose CSV. Maybe I had a preference. They'll ask me, or they'll build a version, and I can review it. Um,
I find it odd that it would show like file changes before it finishes.
um,
Like, what happens if I accept it now and it
yeah, I
continues
don't
to do
know.
things?
Yeah, I think it's still sometimes it makes some file changes and it still makes other file changes to follow. So let's say now in this case, I think everything can fit in the index page. But let's say that, and I don't use this, but I use Claude Code, and it definitely makes like some changes and then makes other changes. Now in this case, I think it was just summarizing,
I see.
which maybe honestly there might be a global windsurf config that might be useful for you to modify to say, hey,
Yeah.
um, I don't need major summaries at the end. Like, settle down with those summaries that you do at the end. Maybe that saves time and even tokens or what have you.
Should we try it?
Yeah. Although we might have to start a different session. Like I don't know. Sometimes like you have to re-pull the instructions, and I'm not sure how that would work.
Oh, oh that's interesting. Wait, what the heck is this? Like,
I think you just that might close it. I hope. Hard to tell.
this is interesting though. Like, there's examples and stuff.
Did it open up like a GitHub repo?
No, it's actually it just opened on the wrong browser.
Oh, okay.
Side tangent. What is this? New coder. Oh, there's like a. Why is this so unreadable?
Yeah. I was gonna say the same thing.
What the heck?
These actually might be helpful for you broadly moving forward, but um,
Okay, cool. I will look at it more.
yeah, this is definitely useful. And as you do this, so that's what I do with Claude Code as well, which is when I see it doing certain things, I'll be like, hey, don't do this, or like sometimes it defaults to using a tool set that is popular, but not the tool set that I'm using in my project. So I'll just put a note in the global config to be like, hey, I'm using these set of tools. So like when you run command line commands, use these tools, please.
Okay.
Although frustratingly, it won't always follow that. But I don't know, like 80% of the times it does.
Okay. Maybe something I can play with later. For now, let's see if it worked. Oh, something is. Is it this button?
Yeah, what happens when you click on it?
Oh, it opens my. What's it called?
Your upload?
Yeah. Which,
Yeah.
honestly, I'm glad it's not shared because I have
Yeah, fair.
random stuff on
Okay,
my
but
desktop.
That's what you have to do. Like pre-stream, I have to clear my desktop. I have to, you know. You
Okay,
think
cool.
this is a game, Mary? You think this is?
It did it. Let's
Can we
see.
click through?
Let's see. Yeah. Yeah, it's gone.
And the time is August 29th. This is great. This is amazing.
It's cool.
Yeah, this is like you can't beat this. You know, like this is just remarkable. So, let's fix the bug.
Thanks. Oh, I don't know why I phrased that as a question.
Well, because you started with "Can you?" But the only thing missing there that I would have maybe said is I can't see the text. Like you didn't describe the problem. But let's see if it fixed it.
It's
Do we
interesting
have
that
to?
it added a word to the button for some reason.
I think it might have changed the export button and not the import button.
Oh my god. Okay. Interesting.
Right, because
No.
that's what I was saying is like,
I
my
see.
instant reaction was, hey, you never described the problem, so it's kind of guess at
Okay.
what it thinks it needs to do. The other thing I would recommend that you do is take a screenshot of the two buttons and paste it here.
Oh, can you add that here? I'll do that.
And you can even just copy paste, like you can do Control C, Control V on an image. Just a question of what you screenshotted because it wasn't visible to us. Did you screenshot both buttons or just the one?
Both.
Okay, cool. Yeah. So now this should be enough context for it to, like, don't even need to say please fix. But yeah, that's fine. That's very human of you.
I gotta be polite, you know.
That's fair. That's fair.
I'm skeptical on what happened, but okay, it worked. Oh,
We can't see.
I need to.
See, this is why we should fix it. But okay, this is great. So now we're able to import, export. We've built the functionality. What are our next steps?
We did it. We're done.
No, we're not done. What are our next steps?
Okay, but we gotta. How do we get like the journal entries from like the before time?
Yeah, that's our next step. That's why
Okay.
That was a very pointed question I asked.
Okay.
For that reason. So how do we do it? If you will remember, and I'm quite certain you won't, I described the exact sequence of steps in the previous stream.
We have to. I mean, I guess we have to get the data out of there, and then put it in here.
No, that's the outcome. What's the How do we get there? What's the series of steps we need to take in order to achieve that outcome? Nice try though.
I don't think I remember.
Okay, yeah. So
But
naturally,
first,
what?
I want to fix. I want to
Hmm?
make this say all because it doesn't match.
No, you don't know what you're gonna import. You could import one entry. You could import
That's
zero
true.
entries. You don't know.
That's true.
Um,
I don't like that it
so
doesn't have the hover.
okay, so I'll just say,
Okay, not important. Not
yeah,
important.
maybe we're not. I mean, look, I'm not. You're the boss
Okay, fine,
here.
fine.
So if you want to fix it, we'll fix it.
No, it's fine.
Okay. So I would love for you to be able to derive some of the events, and if not, I'll fill the gaps. So maybe struggle a bit more on like what you know is true about these environments, what you know is true about. I don't want to give any clues beyond that, honestly, because I feel like, and it's okay. Like if you're like, hey, I'm so lost, I'll give you a clue.
Okay.
What are the natural feels? Like, what does it feel like we might need to do? Be wrong. It's okay to say the absolute wrong thing.
Well, my mind goes to we either build export on that side
Yeah.
as
Okay.
well,
Yeah. Yeah.
and so we can easily just export everything, or we
Mm-hmm.
need to figure out like going to the actual database and do something there.
Yeah. I guess my question would be, why would you want to rebuild the feature there when we already have it here?
uh I yeah, I don't know.
Okay. So
But
let
like
me.
how would I,
That's
yeah.
fine. Let's say when I built the feature on Cocoon,
Mhm.
I built it on my machine, and then I did not rebuild it on Code Sandbox.
Mm,
Correct?
yes.
Okay.
Yes.
So
So
what would you again be wrong? Take another wrong guess.
so like commit.
Great first step, but okay, and then commit, and then what?
And I guess I don't know, like
Okay, yeah,
merge.
let's commit. Let's commit and see what happens.
Push,
So
pull,
yeah, let's. Okay, well, I
all
mean,
that stuff.
I mean, those are all the options. So maybe one of them is right. Nice try again. Go ahead and commit. Actually, may I suggest something just for learning purposes? Because I'm so curious. Can you remove your comment, your commit comment, and just click generate?
Oh.
Oh shit! Okay, all right, all right. Wow,
Yeah, we
right. That's
gotta.
what it feels to be like to be slapped on screen. Okay.
I think I did this last time too.
Oh, you did. I was so curious. I didn't know whether it'd be free or not.
What does this mean?
Okay, yeah. It means, let's say you made a feature and you committed it, and you're like, oh, I missed this one. Oh, I missed the hover. And I could either do another commit for the hover, but you're like, you know what? I wanted the hover in the previous commit.
Mm,
So you can do the hover change, you can add it, you can stage your hover change, and then you can amend that change into your previous commit.
I see.
You should rarely use it, I feel like, unless you absolutely know the dire consequences it might create. It's usually fairly safe for a project you're not working on with other people. You should also not do it if you've already pushed your code. You
Mm,
can, like, you can do it when you share code with other people. You can do it when you've already pushed. It just causes other issues that somebody has to deal with. So ideally, you want to avoid those. So the rules kind of become only do it for commits that you haven't pushed. You don't want to amend commits that you've pushed. Even when you're working with other people, I do it sometimes. I'm like, forgot the thing. Let me amend my commit. I only do it when I haven't pushed.
mm.
So that's the rule. But you avoid it. Just do an extra commit. Take the embarrassment of like, oh. So now we've committed. Excellent. Now we're going to sync changes, which does both push and pull. But more importantly, here it's doing what? Which one is it doing here?
Push
It's doing push to where?
to GitHub.
Yeah, because that's where we did it. Now, do you remember when I made a Cocoon change or a honeypot change, for example, and I pushed my changes from my local machine
Yes.
to GitHub? They'd go to GitHub, and then I would ask you maybe what to do what on Code Sandbox.
To pull it.
Yeah. So that's the next step. I want to offer you this. Nothing new. You learned nothing new in this process. Like every step was available to you somewhere. And the real magic is like, where like obviously it's not as simple or straightforward, but the real magic is being able to put that together and go, wait, what's like what did I do when I got the code? What did I oh my god, I know every single step. I just don't know them in sequence to make it work.
Here I thought we were gonna like copy paste the
code.
index.
Yeah, I know, right?
Okay, so what's it? Oh, jeez. How do I know if it's okay? I'm just gonna.
Yeah, let's see. Yeah, let's see what happens. I'm curious because I see a code change in the code, and it's unclear to me whether that will cause more problems or not. Is that it? Is it done?
I don't know.
So one way we can see if we wanted, the ideal way is we just go to the page in the UI and see if the buttons are there.
They are. Wow.
Although this does not seem like it has all your entries.
Oh yeah.
Were you using a different?
It was. I think I did. What did I do? Sorry, it's been a minute.
Yeah.
I think I opened it in a new tab, and that's like a separate.
Okay, because a different
thing.
Amazing. Yeah. All right, is there a feature there?
Yes.
Oh. Okay. Now this is exciting. Now we're like, all right.
Wait, it didn't download anything.
What is happening? Because we can't
nothing.
Pop. So nothing happens. That's fine. Open up the browser console here and let's see if there's an error of some sort that we need to resolve. Maybe clear this up for now. And just and then click the button again so we just see one discrete error flow. And do me a favor, just copy all of it.
Including this?
Yeah, why not?
Okay.
And let's go back to our friend. Although we might be able to debug it and see, but there might be some data patterns here that are not in the other. Let's see. And let's tell it that you got this error when trying to export in a different browser.
This is so cool.
Explain that comment. I was actually curious to know what you were thinking. I was just about to ask, like, how did that feel when you are doing this?
It's really cool. Like it feels pretty magical.
Yeah, it is pretty ridiculous. Now, though, I've had varying amounts of luck with it fixing the bugs and not. So it seems like it's begun to make some changes. Okay, this is pretty cool. Do you know the series of steps that we need to take to after this?
Um, I mean, I guess we should test it locally first.
Yeah. Yeah, that was a trick question. I mean, or yeah, because I was like, are you going to talk about committing and pushing, or are you going to talk about testing? Yeah, absolutely. We got to test first, and then if it works, we go through the other cycle.
I'm also not sure if I need to like hit save here, so I keep doing it, but I'm not sure.
Oh yeah, I mean,
So,
you should know because if there's a circle, remember there's an indicator of whether a page is saved or not.
hmm. Okay, but like, what is the one here? Oh, it's a problem. Okay, so let's check it out. So that still works.
All right, YOLO.
I guess we push it.
Yeah, we're going to YOLO town. So now
Is
you
there
want to?
any is there any reason why I shouldn't do this?
No,
Oh, I didn't give it a message.
that's fine. So I did this. Then you could type in your
Oh.
message here and then save.
Uh, what do I call
Works.
this? Attempt to fix export all.
Isn't this nice? Where now it's actually suggesting to you what your commit message should be. Did you see the suggestion that
Yeah,
popped
yeah,
in?
yeah.
Yeah.
So I just hit save and
Yeah, accept commit message. Go ahead. Awesome. Yeah. So now commit and push is actually a good thing to do. It depends. Sometimes you want to amass multiple commits because you might build a feature in many commits, but not want to share that code just yet. We can't see your browser anymore. Thank you. Yeah, this is a great cycle of like, because this is what you would do, assuming let's say your local machine is your local machine and say this is production.
Mhm.
You're kind of doing that now. You develop the feature locally, you push it to GitHub, and now in production, quote unquote, you've pulled it. And let's see if we are lucky.
Hit download it. Oh, let's
Okay.
see if
Let's
it's got everything. Seems legit.
doesn't it also like instantly feel safer now? Like now you know that you can save regularly. Like data
Yeah.
loss is something that you're not impacted by. It seems like a very boring feature, but the level of safety that it
Yeah.
builds in a product like this is so important.
What is this? I mean, it's probably
Yeah,
irrelevant.
yeah, and it's not it's something you can Google.
Okay.
Yeah, it's a view based feature that is experimental, and that's a warning message for that. Let's do an import on your local. And this is pretty cool. Like those entries are going to be mishmashed with these entries.
Oh no.
It's amazing.
Make sure the file is valid. JSON export.
Oh no, copy. Huh. I would not
Did it not
suspect.
look? Did it not look legit? Just opening it.
Well, let's. No, it looks fairly legit.
Okay. Should we?
We might. Yeah, this is a bit tricky because it's going to need the example file to know what is causing the error. So one thing you might do is, okay, here's some options you have. Click and drag the JSON file into Windsurf. And Windsurf should open it, and Windsurf might give us some hints to what the issue might be. Because sometimes Windsurf will validate a file.
Like
Yeah. Let's just scroll through and see. Like, I don't see any errors here, because the errors are usually hidden up top in the file name, the tab. Can you scroll all the way to the bottom just in case? I want to see if it's closed properly. Yeah, this seems fine to me. There's no extra commas. Open, close seems fine. I was not expecting to see this kind of error. Can we try and... Huh.
I want to see the one. I guess we never, because I want to see
imported the local one that we did.
Yeah.
Yeah, so good. Yeah, I was thinking the exact same thing actually. Yeah, I was like, we never tested the import with our new file.
Wait. How do you keep track of all the files? There's so many.
Like in life?
Yeah. In life, I think this is the one. Yeah.
Yeah, I would just import it and see what happens, and then I'll give you some tips in a second.
Okay, but I should delete these first because we don't.
Let's see what happens. Anyway, it's not a big deal. Okay, good. So we're replicating the issue. So what I'd like you to do is copy the JSON file into your...
Is it because like maybe it doesn't like multiple imports somehow? Oh wait.
Okay, you can...
Wait, it did get imported. Wait, what?
Huh?
I just...
Are these... Just to confirm, is this the number of entries that you had? Are these all of them?
Yes. I think so. Yeah.
So these are all of them plus 2 then?
Yeah.
And are there 4 August 29th ones? Because we imported,
No.
Let
me refresh.
Yeah, let's still see if we can fix it, because we have all the data, so I'm not worried about deleting everything and retrying. Let's test your instinct about, hey, is it happening because there's already data in there and we're importing? I think that's what is your thought. Let's try that out first. Let's open up the... Yeah, you know what to do.
Is there a way to like select all? Shift? No. Can't.
Try Command or Control.
No. Okay.
Sorry.
Fine.
Well, you didn't want to delete feature or delete all feature. That seems scary.
Okay. Import.
Let's import our test file only. Oh no, so it did work here. That's fine. Yeah, that's fine. So it is related to things existing in the database already. And I think So what's happening is, even though it says please make sure the file is a valid JSON export, it's a catch-all error statement. and um, and yeah, it might still be importing. Like, did it import the August 29th ones? No, it did not
No,
seem to.
it's so weird.
So, well, we can fix this bug, right?
Um, yeah.
Do we want to? Are we near your firm cutoff point?
No, my my semi-firm
Mhm.
cutoff point is in 30 minutes.
Okay.
Okay. How do you describe this? When I try to import entries, when there are existing entries, including, should I copy the error?
Yeah.
Doesn't work.
Here, it actually might be useful to say, I expect, like, what you expect to happen. You could do it after the error statement. Yeah.
What are lint errors?
Yeah, linting errors. So linting is um, there's ways to define project style rules. So even though you haven't done anything illegal, you've done something that breaks the rules of the project. Here's an example. Remember, semicolons aren't required in JavaScript. You can add a rule to your project to say, I expect semicolons in this project. Or you could say, I expect no semicolons in this project. Or you could say, I don't care. If you say, I expect semicolons and lines do not end in semicolons, that's a linting error.
Okay. So it's not, it's like non-critical.
Often it's non-critical, but other times it may also lead to a compiler error, but that's here nor there. It could, largely they are style issues.
Okay.
Sometimes they are functionality issues.
Hey.
And are they there? Is it a fact? Wow.
There.
So cool. So sorting works. The import works. This is like an immensely productive hour. You know that, right? Like if we were like, hey, can we get an import export done in an hour? And we could have done it during code as well, by the way. Like that doesn't seem like something that would be out of reach manually either. But
Maybe for you.
yeah, okay. Yeah, sorry. Yeah. For someone with even minimal talent. No, but yeah, I think it's just like this is amazing. Like so just and I would, like again, our prompts were so minimal. Like our prompts were so like very human. Like hey, like these are the outcomes I want. Yeah, no, I mean, despite having to do friendship in between, this was a really enjoyable session.
Great. Great. Now I feel like we just need to like have. I mean, maybe I just need to have my wish list
Yeah,
and see what happens.
I think it's just, yeah, so empowering. So like, what a fluid experience. I feel like even the errors are fine. They're very natural. Those errors might have happened with other people as well. Um, we could have gone into a very like circular situation with that error. That we copy pasted from the other place into here. So this time we got pretty lucky, which made the experience very nice. I have gotten stuck previously in like this like circular, like you copy the error, you paste it, it changes things. Now you get the same error, and you're like, oh my god, you don't even know what's going on. But there's not a lot of code here, so this is super cool.
Cool. I want to check if it works here.
I was like,
Does it matter? I guess.
well, now we don't care. Like we can pretty much delete this environment if you're not going to use it. That was the whole purpose of the export thing. Is like, let's get your data out, so we're not dependent on like this thing. But also, it's a great feature to have. I think it's a must-have feature in any journaling app, right?
Yeah.
The other implicit cool thing is, let's say you were writing your journals elsewhere. You can now import them by following the format. So now if we documented the format, you can be like, hey, repurpose your journal to look like this. Another feature, like you want ideas? Maybe I have ideas. What if I import just my journal text? Because my journal didn't have all these features of how I was feeling and how I suggesting, related themes, right? I just had a text and a date. So what if I could import just the text, just the date, and have it auto generate my themes for me? Okay. Well, now the entry to barriers may be lowered a little bit. Like you don't have to have an import of like all these like your import is just basically just this. That might be a separate import, like import from external source kind of import versus like import from Cocoon type thing. But yeah, like it's endless, honestly.
Cool.
Other things that I'd be curious to see you play with / struggle with is, now that you've experienced image pasting, what happens when you take a Figma redesign?
Yeah, I want to try that.
Yeah,
One
your
thing,
your your mileage may vary.
yeah, like I feel like the approach we took with Cocoon is neat in that it's like functionality first, and then I want to redesign it, but I'm also like it's not as important. But at
Yeah,
this point, I'm more interested in that because I want to get to the cat. And
yeah, exactly. Now
yeah,
we have options now. You know what I mean? Like it just so the tactical nature of it is so real.
yeah, cool. That was pretty cool.
Yeah, yeah.
All right, are we
This
done?
might have been the best AI experience. I feel
Yeah,
like the most
it
fluid.
was pretty smooth. Yeah.
Yeah, that we've had so far. So, um,
Are we
what's
are we
next?
are we a vibe coding channel now?
I know, right? I had that. I think we're a building product channel,
Yes.
and let's say, like, yeah, I think coding is one aspect of it, but it's as if you'd gotten someone to do it for you, and now you're reviewing. Like it's a requirement.
Which
Yeah.
you hate.
No, I don't. I vibe code in real life as well. It's just,
This is not
I
real life.
you're right. I apologize. I vibe code. I can't even say away from keyboard because I literally vibe code at the keyboard. I vibe code away from stream. Okay. But I think it's about the wait time. If the wait time wasn't that annoying, like because you're live, I think that as long as that's somehow covered, I think it's a pretty valuable and experience. The part I dislike about it was this like, hey, long prompts, too much time developing prompts. It's actually very similar to how I like building product at work. I'm like, oh, too much time. Like, like what's the problem? Describe the problem as if you're describing it to a person. What are your expectations? Okay, cool. That's your prompt. Let's go. Let's see what happens. Make it precise. Make it small. Don't like, oh, I know you want 8 things. Just let's start with version 0. What does that look like?
Yeah.
So those principles, oddly enough, and it's very gratifying for me that those principles lead to better vibe coding experiences for me.
Yeah, that's pretty cool. Like, because I feel like finding like the smallest piece is a skill.
Yeah,
and that skill still needs to happen. Like that still needs to happen.
it's just a better experience. Like you can get away without it, but now you're like, oh, it did 8 things, and I want now have to ask
Which
it to
thing was it
them.
that
Yeah,
broke it?
change it. And yeah, like it's just so hard.
Yeah.
And this is a frustrating experience. But that's the magic. That's what you've been promised with AI. It's just immensely frustrating. But note that in this thing, we looked at no code, right? We actually did not need any coding experience. You could have done this entire thing without knowing a single line of code, because you were precise, because you were intentional with the prompts, or learning with the prompts either way. I think that's really where the immense kind of the strength of it is. But as I'm learning with multiple friends, the temptation to over prompt is immense. Like it's everyone is doing it, right? Like I haven't seen a single person who randomly has come up to me and be like, hey, I'm having issues with this AI thing. Is like, well, I'm like, how did you prompt it? And these are the magical prompts. They have like 800 pages on their app, and I'm like, do you even know what you want? They know what they want, but they don't know how to describe it. So they don't really, maybe they don't even know what they want.
Yeah, I guess the thinking becomes more important than the
Yeah, thinking and reducing scope, like reduce scope. Testing is important. Like, did it do the thing I wanted? If I give it 8 things, what am I even testing? Right?
Yeah. How about like what about like when there are like multiple things that are broken, like, and there might be dependencies between them? I know that's very abstract, so maybe we'll just table that until it happens.
Is that a problem you've experienced?
Probably in the past,
I think,
but yeah.
Yeah, often it happens because we've asked it to do too many things. There's overreach in the attempt, and it can still happen with precise prompting, but it's the odds are lower. You might have to restart and reprompt, honestly. I think that's the easiest way versus like, if we had 8 cycles of like copy pasting errors, then I'd be like, what are we doing at this point? Let's just, maybe a prompt was not quite, or maybe the initial feature, let's get rid of it. Let's try again.
Yeah. So when I was migrating the data for Who's Breakfast, there have definitely been times that I'm like, it still didn't fix it, Yeah. But I think that's more out of like, I don't know what I'm doing, and so I can't be precise even if I wanted to.
Yeah, the other part of it is also like with a data export, there's just so many variables as well. Versus like, even like here, it was very like contained. Like there's a very specific data structure. These things are stored in a specific place. They have a shape. We import, we export. So our feature was very like nice. Like it was very like straightforward. But if you have something like, oh, I want to get this, like a database migration is not a straightforward item to begin with. So if you're using AI for it, there's going to be natural fumblings. Environments are different. There's just so much.
Yeah. That was cool though. The other thing I encountered doing the database thing is that I think each IDE, at least the AI ones, have their like preferred um I don't know the word I'm looking for.
Data storage
Yeah, yeah.
mechanism. Yeah, yeah.
So it keeps like making me like choose those, and I'm like, no, I want it here.
Do you remember which ones? I know that there's some fairly popular ones that AI systems are using. Supabase is one that's come up multiple times. I think Figma Make by default might be using Supabase, but there's a few out there.
Yeah. Oh no, it was sorry, it was not about the database itself, it was deployment.
Oh yeah, yeah. Okay.
It was like, how about I deploy it? I actually don't remember where, but they
Oh,
have
because
their
there's a
own.
deploy button. Remember, like you had
Yeah,
noticed a
yeah.
deploy button. Yeah, was that on the stream? It was on the stream. I did watch it. This is a proof that I watched the stream. Um, the deploy button. But did you explore that later?
Um, no, I ended up deploying through Vercel because you recommended it. But I think you wanted me to do it elsewhere for some reason.
I think it might be worth honestly just learning what the experiences are like with different deployment tools because right now, like I don't use Vercel. I just they're very popular out there or controversial sometimes, but very popular. Um,
Why controversial?
they they fund the development of certain JavaScript frameworks and maybe others, but they're popular for JavaScript frameworks. And then they'll make things in such a way that those frameworks are easier to deploy on Vercel than they are other places. This is what I've heard. I'm not sure if this is 100% true. So people are like, hey, you're contributing to this open source framework and you're funding it, but you're also kind of tying people into using your ecosystem. I don't know how much of this is true. This is just hearsay. I did not research it. It's just what I heard from other people that have used Vercel. Multiple people, 2 people specifically,
Oh.
2 different people, not the same person day and night. So I don't know. Just in case, there's a legal thing I have to answer later. But I'd be curious to see what the experience is like in different. I rarely use them because we have like we're using AWS or using DigitalOcean, which is a bit more lower level. Because even these things have their levels, right? Like versus like click and deploy, replicate, click and deploy versus like deploy setups from a raw machine or from a Docker instance. It's like there's worlds within worlds in every layer of like the development cycle.
How did you deploy Honeypot?
So Honeypot, I deployed using something called CapRover, and CapRover kind of takes over. So you have to have a machine out in the internet. So you might use something like DigitalOcean or some server. So you have a server somewhere out there, and CapRover then installs a base level of software on it that manages Docker. Are you familiar with Docker? High level. So Docker containers are a contained OS ecosystem that can run in multiple places. So you create a Docker container. It contains the code and the environment that the code runs in, and then there's engines that can run the Docker container. So you like, and then now the Docker. So instead of like, so the Docker, so the command like npm build or npm dev or maybe npm start is what you'd run in production. Runs within the Docker container, and the Docker container exposes the data to the server, and then the server exposes the data to the internet. So it's just an extra layer inside, and it helps contain your code. It's not always necessary. I'm just saying that's what CapRover uses. Okay, and so you put your code inside a Docker container. You define a Docker container in code, and it builds a container, and then it will ship the container to the server, and the server then kind of runs it, and it's deployed. It's kind of what Vercel is probably doing under the hood. You just don't have to care about it as an end user. It simplifies all that for you. Caprover simplifies it for you as a developer, maybe not as like a like there's still some development stuff that you have to do, but then it's not a lot. It's less than manually managing all that yourself. Other ways are you could actually so in Code Sandbox, it's almost like even though I'm pretty sure it might be using Docker somewhere internally, but it doesn't matter. But let's assume Code Sandbox was a server that was out there. You can pull code to a server and run the code directly from the server itself without any Docker containers or whatever. So there's so many ways of deploying, but the easiest thing is, you let someone like Vercel handle it for you, and you're like, because it's like, what do you care about? Do you care about, like, especially at this stage, you're not thinking about, oh, I need to scale my app, I need to worry about all these things. You're like, I want my 3.5 clicks that I'm going to get, my 3.5 hits I'm going to get, and I'm happy with that. So it's like, don't worry about it, But sometimes either these services can sustain you for months or years, and then you're like, oh, we're too big, or this is too expensive. What often happens is now it's too expensive, so let's hire some people to manage it. Let's migrate our database, very similar to what you did, to AWS. Let's migrate it to DigitalOcean, somewhere we can manage it directly ourselves.
Cool. Thank you for giving me that TLDR.
Yeah, we did it. We did import export, and now we can do anything. Now it feels so safe. Like if you make an error, if there's data loss, you have the JSON file. It's stored, and I guess it's your responsibility to regularly. Here's another thing. Here's another feature. Ridiculous feature. Sorry, I know. Okay. Auto backup to your Google Drive. Oh wow, okay, amazing. Auto backup to Notion. Ridiculous. That requires a whole other layer of learning, to be honest. There's a number of different factors, but the main one is you have to trigger some action automatically without any UI, right? Who's triggering this action on a regular basis? Like daily backups, who's triggering that? So you have to kind of learn how those things are done. And it's a super cool. What contentment I have. Oh, it's in my Google Drive. I don't have to worry. I don't even have to click save.
Cool. This opens up so many possibilities.
It's it's endless. It's endless. But I'm curious to see what you prioritize next, because you haven't. Do you know what you're going to prioritize next?
What do I have here? I want to at least explore, like, showing, like, giving visual indication of when the user is typing.
Oh, yeah. Okay, yeah.
Yeah. It's probably not going to be a cat, but something. Yeah.
Okay. Like the saving thing or the
that
kind of stuff that you had, because it auto saves. There's no. Yeah. Okay. Cool. One last question before we go. Do you think you're going to do an in between? Like, how amped are you right now?
So the thing is, I want to work on Cocoon, but I feel like this is such a weird thing. Maybe it's like a neurodivergent thing, but like the more I care about something, the more I feel like, oh, like I gotta like do the right thing, or like I feel like I have to like prepare myself more mentally for it.
Okay.
Versus, I feel like with Who's Breakfast, I know what I want to do next, and like, I'm not as personally invested in it as well.
Yeah.
And it's more like, okay, I got my work cut out, so it feels easier to get into. So there's a high likelihood of an in-between session, but it might not be on Cocoon.
It's Whose Breakfast is coming. All right. Yeah. Okay, cool.
How likely
Either way,
are you to? How likely are you to jump on?
I have to
Isn't it?
restart my workout app.
Restart.
Yeah, yeah. So that might happen. Um,
What's
yeah.
what's stopping you?
I'm building out the basis. Remember, I was like, hey, I need some
Yeah.
basis that so that I still want to use some AI. I want to do a lot of manual coding, but let me make it easier for me to manual code, so I don't need to feel the need to use AI so often. So let me build a basis for a set of things that I probably going to use. So I'm gonna kind of building out the kitchen sink. I'm very close. I'm very close.
All right. So I guess we'll probably see you before next Friday. Some
Unclear.
yeah.
Unclear.
Yeah. But otherwise, happy with the progress today. That was cool. Also, like I feel like it was unnoticed, but it was also really cool to like push a commit on like a project that's not just me on it, you know?
Oh, okay. Yeah, 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 yeah. It's really neat. Yeah.
Yeah.
Now the commit history is like two developers. You know what I mean? Like it's pretty
Yeah,
cool. Yeah.
that's new
Yeah.
to me. So it's
Absolutely.
cool.
Absolutely. Um, if I remember recover some things, I won't say because now I feel like we had a firm stop. A firm stop to me is like a pretty hard stop. You know, like what's the difference between firm and hard? You know, so we'll save it if I remember.
Medium firm.
We'll discover. We'll if we remember, we'll cover it. And yeah, I've been wanting to the last week to do an in between, but I've just been occupied.
Busy,
Yeah,
tired.
yeah, yeah. Busy, tired, occupied, all the above. And so hopefully, I don't know, in the next month, honestly, I'm not pushing myself to do anything. So whatever, I'm happy for it to wait and for it to emerge as the urge drives me forward. Um, and so, yeah.
Cool. All right. Well, I guess that's it for today. And we'll see you next Friday.
Or in between. Who knows?
Yeah. Or between. Yeah.
All right. Let's go home, everyone.